Lady Carlotta told me you encountered the supposed martyred maiden, Cartithia. She dispatched search teams soon after, but there's been no sign of Cartithia since. That's why she asked me to use my forte to recreate the frequency you experienced at the time.
Recreate the frequency?
Well, it's a little tricky to explain, and the more details, the better. Even... Let's see here. Tweak a... Now then, Rover.
Tune in to my memories. Does that mean I'm supposed to see the past from another?
Laureate.
Our tacit marks are glowing again. It appears there is a special connection between them. What is the meaning of this?
Someone used their resonance ability to help me relive this moment.
How did you first come to notice me?
The Sentinel.
You heard the Sentinel's voice? Then tell me,
Well, Imperator called you the Lost, and Primus Fenrico claims you are the resonator for Leviathan, the Threnodian. But you really don't have any idea?
my memories are... I also remember fighting. You seem deeply concerned about the Sentinel.
You rang? Whoa! Check it out! Our frequencies got... yeah, sorta, kinda.
This must be the frequency that's entangled within you. Yes, I'm experiencing a similar kind of... I feel its frequency weakening. I understand. You said you heard the Sentinel's voice.
They spoke of being ensnared in an inverted tower suspended in the sky.
Ensnared? Does that mean... I'm sure you've noticed that I was... My true form currently resides... I've sensed a voice.
Say, it's really faint, so I barely noticed earlier.
The scent of a Threnodian.
It's not an exact one-to-one with that big Ovathraxula meatball I had.
Abby has a nose for these sort of things. We came across Threnodian powers before in Jinja, so it's safe to say...
Do you think I'm the Threnodian?
If we're making assumptions, let's err on the optimistic side first. Given your current situation, it is possible you were affected by the Threnodian's powers during your battle. That could be the reason behind losing all your power, too.
I take it... After all, that unique echo of yours, even in adventure tech. In that case, It appears we share the same goal of finding the same. Spending so much time alone in this... I've braced myself for what...
I want to know what's going on with Imperator in that tower. How can I reach your sonorosphere?
A part of the sonorosphere is actually on. I cannot leave, and no one can. I'm afraid that won't do. That barrier also... and the ruins, along...
You said no one can get in. Has anyone...
Yes. Either case... Perhaps they know...
Any distinguishing...
I wasn't able to get a clear look. It would seem this resonance ability can only last...
I'll look for a way to find this person.
Something tell... No matter the outcome.
Oh, thank goodness. You're finally awake. How are you feeling? Any... Phew. I tried it. Wait a second. Did you actually fall asleep listening to my music? Oh.
No. It was really helpful.
Helpful for your sleeping troubles, hmm? Wow. So my forte, greet the girl. Is she friend or foe? What truths lie behind the seal, and who is? I have a feeling this is going to be a very... I'll pass this information on to Lady Carlotta.
Pardon the intrusion, my lord. My name is Sebastian. As per my lady's instructions, I have...
The Phasalia family. The one that's likely worshipping the Thrunodian. Why does she want to talk with me?
The lady has expressed a desire to clear up some unfortunate misunderstanding.
Tell her I accept the invitation, but at a later time.
I will convey your message to my lady.
Didn't expect the head of the Phasalia family. She's just as unpredictable as the rumors say. I suppose you would want to know more about her. She's known to be a recluse. I've heard quite a few. I have Shadow of the Ancient, Lady Bane, or maybe Entangler of Hearts. Hello, that's why they're called. So, ready to dive right in? Well, long story short, their lineage even predates the word is. They select the new stories about the current head of the Phasalias. Others say she's a master in the art of manipulation, drowning her victims in hallucinations until they agree to her terms without even realizing it. In any case, the Phasalia family aside, if you're set on meeting her...
The way she describes the head of Phasalia reminds me of how Cardathea spoke about... I can't rule out the possibility that they're the same.
Hello. I received Chacona's memo. I think the head of the Phasalias approached you when I was still in negotiations with her emissaries. Was it meant to be a diversion all along? They invited you and you alone. As a Montelli, I'm in no position to intervene. That being said, if the Phasalias try anything against you, I'll get you out. Even if it means storming through their front gates. In the meantime, I'll keep looking for more information and the person Cardathea mentioned to you. I'll call you as soon as I find anything.
Got it.
Now, if you'll please just follow me. One moment, please. I shall inform milady.
That won't be necessary. To keep our honored guest waiting would be, especially when it was I who... Cantarella Phasalia, 36th matriarch of the Phasalia family. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Honorable Laureate, the new crown of the Carnival. Very well. If you insist, you may also call me Cantarella. Now, shall we proceed to my study? Won't you have a seat? I hope you'll accept this tea as my way of apologizing for the incident with Gilberto. Members of the family may have troubled you, but there is no stain that can't be washed away. You still hold a grudge. Won't you accept my apology?
This tea, is it from Jinjo?
I invited you here to...
Before we get into that, there's something I want to know.
I imagine it would seem Gilberto's, but let's not dwell on that. What is your opinion on the... So you've noticed something is... And what exactly do you find?
Why haven't the Thenodian and the Sentinel ever shown themselves?
Because the Threnodians' invasion of Raguna has long since the Threnodian, so named Leviathan, possesses the power to merge and assimilate. Though the previous two attempts with now the blissfully ignorant masses... Friend or foe? As a newcomer to this... Yes. And on the other, there's our family. The Threnode wants the soul fractured. Now that we've come this far, my only hope is that once you learn everything... Come. The truth you seek lies in the deepest part of the castle.
It's thick with dust. Hard to believe they're truly worshipping it.
Curious about that statue. It represents the unbroken friendship between the Phasaelius and the Order. But in the eyes of outsiders, it is more a symbol of defeat.
The aroma from these plants. It's the same scent that was in the study.
This is it. Are you prepared?
Yes.
Now that we're here, I'm afraid I can't let you leave, even if you want to. Just as I expected, the Threnodian took notice of what you see in this sanctuary is the Sentinel in their true form. A majestic steed that galloped with the whip. The Order worships a half-horse, half-sea creature. Although the Sentinel's will has yet... I wish to ask you to persuade the Sentinel of Jinzhou, Jue, to come to... Both Jinzhou and Jue. I understand the position you are in. Perhaps a stay at my estate. I can offer you a glimpse.
There might still be a path forward. Carlotta once helped me interpret some stained glass, only more biased towards the Order. Do you think that's also a lie?
Care to elaborate? The part regarding the Sentinel does indeed appoint a maiden to be. That's because Imperator, with it, they can with. This is how the sword of to resonate with the sword is to resonate with the Sentinel.
Then, what about Cardathea?
The martyred maiden. The nature of her resonance is... Perhaps she resonated with the Threnodian, but choosing her could not have been. The maiden was already dead. In the past, each year the Phasalia family would hold the divine trials. Though none succeeded, I was one of them. I also learned that only Turvin can break the barrier of that sonorosphere. When I awoke from that vision, I discovered I would never mistake my own handwriting. That is precise. The words were...
An inverted ruin suspended in the sky. If Turvin is the key to entering the sonorosphere, it stands to reason that Imperator may have played a role in the sphere's creation. If Cantarella said she was overclocking when she tried resonate, that's exactly what happened with Jinchi. Could Imperator be trying to restore their power through a second awakening? If that's the case, my permission should cause a reaction. That's one way to confirm what they're saying.
By all means. Rover. Who are you, really?
Well, I have some information.
Please, enlighten me. Dear Imperator, would it be more fitting to address you as Master? Are you willing to help rescue our Sentinel and pull on the brink of... Is it on the way?
So you're the one that Curtis...
A question that you already know the... Although being the estate that leads directly to the sonorosphere. The mechanism beside that wall can activate the lifts.
Are all these mechanisms really necessary?
Convenience isn't the only reason for having...
Why do the Phasalias have a cable car that leads directly to the sonorosphere?
Before it became a sonorosphere, it was a seminary known as the Avinoium. The martyred maiden once pursued her studies there. You seem perturbed. Are you still gathering your thoughts?
Everything that's happened has all lined up so perfectly. It makes me think it's too good to be true.
I'd like to share a different perspective. Rivers eventually converge into the same ocean. If a goal is mutual, then it's only a matter of time before they meet. Our choices and our will have led us to this situation, not the wishes of fate.
You are quite different from what the rumors say.
Oh. And what rumors have you heard?
That you're a recluse, a mystic, obsessed with the crafting of poison. Oh, and that you poisoned your predecessor? Those kinds of rumors.
A recluse? On the contrary, I've been searching for a solution to the Sentinel's plight, and rarely return to Renacita. After most of my leads fell short, a friend at Mingting in Huanglong introduced me to the stories they were telling of you.
A friend?
All the affairs of Huanglong's states eventually land in one person's hands. Would you care to take a guess at the identity of this friend of mine?
Why not put the other rumors to rest?
Because the rest of them are true. I see it'll take more than that to rattle you, huh? I assure you, this is no jest. We Thessalians have lived under the Threnodians' whispers for generations. Once the soul fractures, the mind will follow, until only a puppet remains. When the soul of the ruling head falters, Thessalia tradition dictates that the successor usher them into eternal slumber, with a poison of their own making. My succession ritual? Well, an unforeseen incident gave rise to whispers that sparked those rumors.
How long has this been going on?
For centuries. Every generation. But historically, every head of the Thessalia family has carried such a title. It just so happens that I am the most potent one yet. We've reached the old seminary's undercrypt. The gateway into the sonorosphere itself lies at its center. We shall continue on foot from here. Strange. This area was clear of Tacet discords in your last visit, and there's no Tacet field nearby. Could they have come from the Sonorosphere itself?
Didn't think there would be Golpuffs here.
Interesting. I've never seen such little creatures before. Would you mind sparing a few for me?
Better not ask what she plans to do with them.
The road ahead will not be an easy one.
What exactly happened here?
The second dark tide. It occurred right here at the Avinoium, the largest seminary ever built by the Order. It arrived on the very day the Blessed Maiden passed her trials and was crowned by the Order. A day when the leaf burned brighter than ever. And when the darkness came, none escaped. These days, what most people remember is the seminary disappearing into the sky. But in truth, the dark tide that should have spread across Rinascita vanished along with it. Yet due to a lack of records, the second dark tide slowly faded from memory. I was there when it all happened, still an ordinary member of the family, watching it unfold from a boat just outside the seminary. It wasn't until later, when I attempted to resonate with Turvin, that I gained a partial glimpse of the Sonorosphere's interior.
It sounds like someone inside the seminary did something to stop the spread.
Precisely. It could very well have been Cartithia's doing, but, as with the first time, there's also the chance it was the Sentinel who turned the tide. I can sense the conflict within you, the temptation to... The gateway into the Sonorosphere is just on the other side of this bridge. This is the furthest I've ever managed. Turvin is the key to entering the Sonorosphere. And who can wield the Sword of Divinity but a Blessed Maiden?
But you said you left yourself a message saying that the maiden was dead.
That's why I sought aid from the other Sentinels. It's a shame they all refused.
Laureate. Greetings. I'm Cartithia. And you?
Cantarella Phasalia.
Oh, a Phasalia.
I had the privilege of watching the Blessed Maiden's performance. I'm rather surprised, but you and I should be around the same age.
I'm also unsure of what's happened to me. This must be the sort of divinity. Turvin.
You shouldn't have knowledge of...
Memories flowed into my...
Cantarella said that only those who resonate with Turvin are granted glimpses of its...
Would you mind if I tried touching? The question of who's resonate. If I am not the Sentinel's...
Don't jump to conclusions just yet. That doesn't prove you're the Thenodian's resonator, nor that you aid...
Huh? This connection formed between...
Right now, you're the sole survivor of whatever happened that day. You really don't remember...
As you spoke, the sword of discord, Hogness, and the sword... Yes, placing the three swords on their respect... But why would this information be...
If we do nothing, we'll never get any answers. Instead of speculating, we should use the clues.
Lady Maiden.
Please, Cartathea would suffice. I am but...
I've waited for this moment. This chance to save the Sentinel. And my family. I will not turn back. Even if this does turn... If the thought of the final answer troubles you, then I...
Since I underestimated your resolve, I'm sorry.